Hey everybody, Chad here. I am in Thailand, by the way. This video is going to be about focusing on what you want only. And only is the key word. But anyway, let's get rocking and rolling and dive into this topic, focusing on what you want only. Now, of course, I've been doing kind of a series of videos on kind of really on the law of attraction, intuition, imagination, how to get what you want, different exercises we can do to put into your daily routine to help manifest what you want, your goals and your achievements and everything you want. But in this video, we're going to focusing on what you want only. Okay, this is really the key here. For one, the first step here is we have to know what we want. Okay, if you don't know what we want, that could be why you're not getting what you want, because you don't know what you want. Okay, so if you don't know what you want, you're not really going to have a definite purpose. You're not going to have a definite aim. You don't know what you want to go for, so you're just kind of scattered. So something's going to come at you, but it might not be what you want. Makes sense, because you don't really know what you want. So that's really the first step. The first step is to know what you want. Okay, now the second step is once you know what you want, okay, just in my experience, pick one thing. Don't pick 5 things or 10 things. Then you're trying to attract 5 or 10 things at one time. Okay, you kind of have to look at it this way. Focus on one thing at a time until that one thing comes into your life. Then you move on and focus on something else. It's the same way I have all my work stuff over here. Okay, in my hotel room. And it's the same thing when you think about work. Okay, when you think about multitasking. Okay, it's really a success principle to only work on one thing. Okay, versus it's kind of an employee mentality to multitask, and I'm doing 10, 15, 20 things in one day. Okay, because your energy, when you look at just on professional and work related, your energy is split apart. When I just focus on one thing, like for example, if I'm making this video, I'm just focused on filming videos. So I might film videos all day long. I might film 3 or 4 videos today because I'm in a mood to do videos. Okay, so I'm in a mood to talk about this topic. So I might just film, but I'm focused on one thing, on filming videos. And on top of it, I'm in the mood to talk. I'm in the mood to talk about it. I don't have to get warmed up and so forth and so forth. Versus if I'm trying to do 5 or 10 things in one day, versus if I'm trying to film videos, then I'm trying to write a blog, then I'm trying to do SEO, then I'm trying to, I'm gonna go over here and jump over here and try to build this website and so forth and so forth. What happens is my energy starts getting split up. Okay, it's not just focused on one thing. My energy starts getting split up. Okay, then it takes more time, because now all of a sudden when I jump to something else, if I'm filming videos and I have to jump over and write a blog, now all of a sudden it takes me more time because I have to kind of rewire my mind to get used to kind of get in the writing mode and get warmed up to write and write about the topic I want to write about. You know what I mean? So it takes more time. Okay, so that's the best example I can give. When we look at what we want, we look at the law of attraction, it's the same principle. Okay, it's better to focus on one thing, and all your energy goes to that one thing. All your thought goes to that one thing. All your thought power goes into that one thing. Okay, all your energy from within goes into your one thing. Okay, all your subconscious mind is thinking about is that one thing. Okay, it's not thinking about 10 things you want. Okay, once it starts thinking about 10 things you want, it gets scattered. So your energy is scattered between 10 different things. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, it means that more likely it's going to take longer to manifest even one thing. Okay, versus if you just work on one. Makes sense? If I'm writing a book, okay, I'm going to be able to, if I'm just working on one book, I'm going to be able to publish one book faster than if I'm working on 5 books at the same time. Makes sense? Because I'm scattered again. So I think you get my drift, but I think that's the best example how I can explain it. Okay, and it took me a while to kind of get this myself, because even in the past, You know, we get excited about law of attraction, and we make a great big goal list, and we start focusing on all of our goals and all of our wants. Then we start wondering why, you know, nothing's really coming in, because we're not picking one thing and focusing on it. So that's what I want you to do. You need to know what you want. You need to pick one thing and focus on it. You focus on it until it happens. Then you move on. Then you can focus on something else. Okay. So now that being said, now if you got those two things, you said, Chad, okay, I know what I want. I'm focused on my one thing. Okay. Now let's go to focusing on what you want only. Okay. Now this is the key. This is the key to attraction. This is the key to imagination, is you only want to focus on what you want. Okay. This is how we control. Okay. The only thing, what we have to understand for the law of attraction, what we want, the only thing we can control is the energy inside us. The only thing I can control is what I want. Okay. I can't control the how. Okay. I can't control how it's going to come to me. Makes sense? I can't, I can't dictate and try to control my mind. Well, it's going to come this way. It's going to come this way. It's going to come this way. Makes sense? We have to give that up. Okay, we have to give up the control. We have to give up the how it's going to happen. We have to give up the how it's going to manifest to us. All we can control is knowing and being definite on what we want. That's all we can control. So when we start thinking negative, if we start kind of falling in a trap, when we start overthinking, overanalyzing, and the reason why we overthink and overanalyze is because we're trying to figure it out. I'm guilty of this. This is what I do. Because because even with me, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out when it's going to happen. I'm trying to figure out, well, it could happen this way and this way and this way. So you want to try your best. And sometimes it takes a while. You want to try your best to just give that up. Okay, give up the how, give up the control, and just tell yourself, how I control it, how I'm in control is knowing exactly what I want. Okay. Now with that, with knowing exactly what you want to do is you want to step into imagination. Okay. And I say this in almost every video. Okay. Once you know what you want, you're definite on that want, then you give up the how. Okay. You only focus on what you want. So now when you come into routines, what you need to do is when you go to sleep at night, turn off the TV. I don't want you to listen. Seriously, you should not be watching TV while you're falling asleep, while you're sleepy. Or you shouldn't be listening to podcasts, listening to YouTube, listening to music, none of that stuff. All that stuff goes into your subconscious mind. When you go to sleep at night, when you lay down, you go to sleep, you should be thinking about what you want and only what you want. Okay? Because this is what I found. When I started doing this and I started getting on a routine of doing this, and this just came to me when I was in Thailand, because I don't watch TV here because luckily I don't understand it. so I don't have the TV on. So I'm not falling asleep to anything. But this is what I found, and this is very unique, is when I'm falling asleep and I'm thinking about what I want, and then in my imagination I'm playing almost like a kid. I'm playing through, achieving it. I'm playing through maybe you haven't seen your significant other for a couple months or something like that, and you're playing through the whole thing of them coming over and knocking on your door, you're opening it and it's them, and you play through the whole routine of seeing them and them coming over and being with them. Make sense? You play, you roll, you kind of imagine it and you role play through that while you're laying there sleeping. Okay. Then what happens, you fall asleep in that state. Okay, thinking about what you want, you're imagining what you want, you're imagining you having what you want in your imagination. Okay, you're imagining it happening, you have it. Okay, you fall asleep in that state. But what you have to understand is when you fall asleep in that state, your subconscious mind is more awake than your conscious mind, but your conscious mind is sleepy. Okay, but your subconscious mind cannot dictate between what's real and what's not real, what's reality, what's not. Okay. So at this point, you're sleeping for how long you sleep, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. And what I started finding, what was unique, is when I woke up, my mind, I was already thinking on what I wanted. Okay. Then on nights where we all have nights where we toss and turn, you know, we wake up for maybe 10 seconds and we put our head back on the pillow and go to sleep. What I started finding is when I had nights where I tossed and turned, I woke up and for 5 seconds, I was thinking about what I wanted all through the night. Then when I woke up in that state thinking about what I want. So I would go through the imagination again while I'm laying there trying to wake up. And it, you know, it's such a weird feeling because when you do wake up, you feel way more magnetic to what you want. You seem, it's hard to explain unless you're experiencing it, okay? And that's the power in the law of attraction. That's the power in imagination. And it's it's really the secret of the ages, or the secret of the ancients, what they would do. So we teach the law of attraction, but a lot of it gets kind of washed out a little bit. Okay, where we're missing key points because it seems so far-fetched because we don't do it. So that's what we should be doing. Okay, so kind of flip it back to focusing on only what you want. Okay, so I kind of gave you some exercises. I kind of recap a little bit. So only focus on what you want. Don't worry about the how. Don't try to control how it's going to come. Give that up. It's hard to give up. It's hard not to control. It's hard to, when you want to see somebody, you haven't seen somebody for a long time, you haven't seen your significant other for a long time. Sometimes we want to control it. When we want to force it to happen, we want to try to go to them and chase them rather than just let it be. Okay, rather than give up the how it's going to happen. Okay, give up the when. Okay, and the only thing you focus on is exactly what you want. That's how we're in control, is focusing on exactly what we want. Okay, we are in control. Okay, I want to tell you, our power is within. We are in control of our power, but the way we control it, power and control, is knowing definitely what we want to happen. Okay, then we control that through our imagination. Simple? Okay, that's it, my friends. Just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully it made sense. If you have questions, you leave them below. Try to answer them. If not, if you have questions, sometimes it gives me inspiration to film a video on it too. But anyway, I'll see you in the next video.